welcome to my channel. I'm LaShonda Brown and I'm back again with another segment of the practical skills for the Mississippi State Board of Cosmetology licensing examination for cosmetologists. This particular segment covers thermal curling. As you can see, I have prepared my mannequin already. Okay, I have on a comb out drape and a towel. Okay, if you also notice, I have used a mimicking of the 9-section part off because this is mannequin number 2, and on mannequin number 2, after your thermal services, you will be performing some chemical services. So I have selected this particular parting because the curls have to be executed in the back crown area of the head. So this is the area that we're going to execute the curls in. Your expectations for this particular segment is they're looking for you to drape your client. Make sure you have white tissue paper to test the temperature of your iron. You're going to demonstrate one on base curl, one half on, half off base curl, and one off base curl. You must ensure that you have no ridges within your curl and no fish hooks. My area remains set up from a previous service with my general bag items here, my soil implement container, my first aid kit, my disinfectant, barbicide wipes, and my hand sanitizer. At the beginning, I sanitized my area before I began set up. So now I'm going to move into the demonstration. Okay, now I will begin the demonstration. I wanted to call to your attention though, according to the instructions, your iron should not be smaller than 1/2 inch and it should not be larger than 3/4 inch. The size iron you use is going to be determined by the length of the mannequin's head. You want to get at least 2.5 turns to have a really strong barrel curl. I've already sanitized my hands, so I'm going to get started. The combs that you use for this service, you need to make sure they are heat resistant combs because you have to place the comb between the iron and the mannequin scalp to ensure you're not burning the scalp. When you make your subsection should be the diameter of your curling iron. So it should be the same size. So you have to execute 3 curls. So this first curl is going to be my on-base curl. You know that an on-base curl is curled at a 45-degree angle above the center of the space. So you have to make sure your base placement is right. Okay? It's optional for you to use hairspray on these curls, but I decided to use just a little bit of light curling wax to make the hair more pliable, make it more smooth, and to get rid of those flyaways. So I've already taken my iron out of the stove, but each time I have to test it on my white tissue paper. If the paper turns yellow or brown, that means the iron is too hot. So you need to allow a few minutes to cool. If you test it on the paper and you have a negative result, you're ready to execute the curl. I am going to do a Krogonol style curl. Opening and closing my iron. I'm going to go ahead and place my heat resistant comb on the scalp because I'm opening and closing the iron, manipulating the hair around the barrel, making sure I'm not going to end up with a fish hook. So I'm going to open and close, open and close. When I hear metal against metal, that means all of the hair has fed through the iron. I'm going to just simply take the tail of my comb and I'm just going to slide those hairs right off, and I have a good, strong, on base barrel curl. Also optional are these clippies. So once you have that nice strong curl, you want to go ahead and clip it in place. Keep in mind, you have 20 minutes to execute these 3 curls. So in the event that you make an error or you see a fish hook, just comb it down and start over so that you have 3 good, nice, strong curls. Okay? Moving forward to the second curl you have to execute, which is half on, half off base. I'm going to place my iron in my oven because it's cooled off some. I'm going to let it heat back up. Keep in mind the size of my iron when I'm making that subsection. Again, the second curl should be half on, half off. So I am going to comb my base angle out at a 90-degree angle. Okay? Again, I'm using just a smidgen of curling wax just to get rid of those flyaways. Alright? And I let my iron set there too long again because I was talking to you guys. So I'm just going to sit it here, and it's not laying on the towel. I had to just kind of rest it on top of that other iron. I'm going to sit it there for a few seconds just to allow it to cool off. Because if I don't allow it to cool off, let me show you what's going to happen. When I test it on my tissue paper, it's going to turn yellow or brown. So it's yellow. So that means sitting there, it cooled off just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and make the curl. But in the event that you burn your white tissue paper, make sure you go ahead and throw it in your trash can before the examiner comes and sees it. Okay? So let's go ahead and execute this half on, half off base curl. Again, I'm using a crogonole technique. Open and close, open and close. I want to make sure all of those hairs feed through nice and smooth. Open and close. Clicking and turning, clicking and turning. And I have placed my comb, heat resistant comb, between the scalp and the iron. When I hear that metal clicking together, that means all of the hair has been fed through. So I'm just going to take the tail of the comb and just slide that nice half base curl off. I'm going to grab my next clip and clip it. Okay? Now, before I put this iron back into the stove, I'm also going to make sure there are no stray hairs hanging around on the iron, because if it is, when I put it in there, it's going to put off a foul smell. Okay? So check your iron. So this very last curl is off base. Still want to make sure we are making sure that the base is the same size as the diameter of your curling iron barrel or rod. Okay? Again, just a smidgen of curl wax just to get rid of those flyaways. Okay? Alright? Again, grabbing some white tissue paper, I'm going to test my iron to make sure it's not too hot. And you have to do that each and every time, whether you're using a Marcel type iron or the type that you plug in that has the spring in it. You still have to test your iron. Now, off base curl, I'm going to comb it down 45 degrees below. Alright? And this time I'm going to do a ends to base technique for this off base curl. Okay? But I'm still going to place my comb under there to click and turn, click and turn, click and turn. Alright? So a very strong curl, so I'm going to do that over again. Okay? Remember, 20 minutes. That's plenty of time to execute 3 curls. All right? Again, I'm using a ends to base technique for this off base curl. All right, so I'm just going to slide down, silk it a little bit. Then I'm going to open and close, open and close, open and close. So all the hair has fed through. When I hear metal against metal, I know all the hairs are fed through. So then I'm going to just simply take the tail of my comb and slide it off. And I have my 3 curls executed. And if you look from the side, you can see each base. On base means it sits directly on the base. Half on, half off, it sits half on the base and half off, which means the circle part of the curl rests on the part line. And for off base, the curl circle part is going to be below the part line because it's completely off the base. Those are the 3 curls that you have to execute for the examination. Again, you have 20 minutes. Once you have completed this segment, the examiner has come over to grade your work or to evaluate your work is what I should say. Evaluate your work, then you're ready to clean up. So that's what I'm going to do at this point. This concludes the segment on thermal curling. I'm LaShonda Brown. Thank you for tuning in to another video with me. See you soon.